Hello everyone and welcome back to another weapon review and guide video. Our weapon for today is the SG-8P Punisher Plasma, and we're going to run some tests on it against bots. But first, let's take a look on the stats of the weapon. The Punisher Plasma has no modifications to switch between and can only fire in semi-automatic mode. It has a red dot sight, which really isn't that useful, since the plasma shots don't travel in a straight direction and fall down to the ground after traveling a short distance. Some people would find this feature to be fun, since it makes you always have to estimate the right angle to aim your weapon at, so that your shots can land correctly on the target. It has 8 magazines with 8 rounds capacity each, and deals 250 explosive damage with a huge splash radius that can stagger enemies. The fire rate is at 80 and the recoil is at 110, which isn't noticeable since the fire rate is so low. Okay, now that we are done with the stats, let's start off with the basic bot enemies. These guys are very easy to destroy with only one shot straight to the body, or even on the ground near them. The big splash radius makes the Punisher Plasma optimal for destroying large groups of basic bots. However, the low mag capacity and fire rate makes it not as good for clearing them when they are spread out, which results in one bot calling for reinforcements before you can shoot him. I give the Punisher Plasma an 8 out of 10 for clearing basic bots, but it only gets better from here on out. Next are the Scout Striders, and the best way to kill these guys is by shooting them on the upper part of their armor, which kills them in only 2 shots. The big splash radius can damage multiple of them and stagger them at the same time, which makes it easier and safer for you since they can't shoot back. You can also just kill the driver with only one shot if you go around and shoot straight at him. Score is 10 out of 10 for killing Scout Striders. Now moving on to Devastators. These guys are very annoying and always come at you in a large group and start blasting with rockets and their machine guns. But jokes on them, it's better for you when they are stacked in a group, since your large splash radius will be damaging and staggering all of them at the same time, rendering all of the rockets and machine guns useless. It will take 5 shots to kill them if the splash radius hits their inner body. And I say that because sometimes when firing on multiple of them, the splash will only hit the arm or leg of some of them, which will stagger them, but then it will take more shots to finish them off. Another thing that I like to do when dealing with Devastators is to shoot from behind cover and let my shots land on them. This makes it safer for you, especially for when you have to reload. One downside the Punisher Plasma has is that it is harder to land your shots in long range, whereas the Devastators actually excel in long range, and that can be very problematic sometimes. And for that I give it a 9 out of 10 score for dealing with Devastators. Next are the Berserkers, and that is where you will be grateful that you chose to bring a Punisher Plasma with you. These maniacs have 2 chainsaws for arms and gang up on you in large groups, and you must know by now that this is actually in your favor if you are using the Punisher Plasma. Like always, the splash radius will damage and stagger all of them since they are stacked in one group, and they will die pretty quickly, needing only 5 shots to get destroyed. Score against Berserkers is 10 out of 10. Okay, now let's talk about the big boys, starting with Hulks. I tested if the huge splash damage can reach the weak spot on the back when shooting them on the front, and nope, it doesn't work. You'll have to shoot them straight on their weak spot or only a tiny bit near it. Sadly, the stagger doesn't work on Hulks even if you shoot their weak spot, which takes 5 shots to get destroyed, by the way. The Punisher Plasma is one of the fastest primary weapons to take down Hulks, so therefore I'm giving it a 6 out of 10. The score is a bit low because it's just better to use a support weapon to take down Hulks from the front. Next are tanks and cannon towers. I put all of them in the same category because they all function the same and have the same amount of health. You don't actually have to shoot directly at their vents and can shoot the sides of the turrets, and the splash radius will damage the vents and destroy these death machines with only 10 shots. For destroying tanks and cannons, I give the Punisher Plasma an 8 out of 10. Gunships. These flying drones are very annoying since they reveal your position to other enemies and sometimes destroy the hell bomb you just activated to destroy their factory 1 second before it blows up. The Punisher Plasma can, but also can't destroy them. What this means is that the Plasma Punisher will take down a gunship with only 10 to 12 shots, but the problem is that it is very hard to land these shots since the shots travel very slow and fall down pretty fast, and it will end up taking way more shots and time for you to destroy only only one gunship. So I wouldn't recommend using the Punisher Plasma against gunships and will give it a 2 out of 10. Last but not least are factory striders. After shooting off the front guns with a support weapon, you can actually destroy a factory strider using a Punisher Plasma. It will take exactly 34 shots to the belly to destroy a strider. So what I would actually recommend is to shoot the belly with a support weapon first, like the autocannon. Then instead of reloading, you just finish off the strider with some shots from the Punisher Plasma. Against factory striders, I give it a 5 out of 10. Now I know what some of you are thinking. Can it destroy a bot factory? When testing it, it didn't actually work when I shot through vents, but then I waited until the door of the factory opened and shot through it, and the factory exploded. Which means it only works if you shoot through the door. Okay, I'm just kidding. That bot's backpack exploded, which is what actually destroyed the factory. So no, it can't destroy factories whatsoever. Okay, now it's time to end this video, but before that I want to say that the Punisher Plasma is currently one of the most slept on weapons against bots, and you should definitely give it a shot, and I promise you, you will love it. Anyway, thank you everyone very much for watching. These weapon review videos really take a lot of time and work to make, so I hope it was actually useful for you guys and you enjoyed it. Also, please leave a like and a comment on the video and subscribe for more content like this. And if you want to check out my previous weapon review, you can see the recommendation for it on the screen right now. See ya guys.